Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 9, text 12. Moghāśā mogha-karmāṇo mogha-jñānā vicetasaḥ rākṣasīm āsurīṁ caiva prakṛtiṁ mohinīṁ śritāḥ mogha-āśā, baffled in their hopes. Mogha-karmāṇa, baffled in fruitive activities. Mogha-jñānā, baffled in knowledge. Vicetasaḥ, bewildered. Rākṣasīm, demonic. Āsurīṁ, atheistic. Cha, and eva, certainly. Prakṛtiṁ, nature. Mohinīṁ, bewildering. Śritāḥ, taking shelter of. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Please repeat: those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Purport: there are many devotees who assume themselves to be in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, but at heart do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna as the absolute truth. For them, the fruit of devotional service, going back to Godhead, will never be tasted. Similarly, those who are engaged in fruitive pious activities and who are ultimately hoping to be liberated from this material entanglement will never be successful either, because they deride the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. In other words, persons who mock Krishna are to be understood to be demonic or atheistic. As described in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā, such demonic miscreants never surrender to Krishna. Therefore, their mental speculations to arrive at the absolute truth bring them to the false conclusion that the ordinary living entity and Krishna are one and the same. With such a false conviction, they think that the body of any human being is now simply covered by material nature, and that as soon as one is liberated from this material body, there is no difference between God and himself. This attempt to become one with Krishna will be baffled because of delusion. Such atheistic and demoniac cultivation of spiritual knowledge is always futile. That is the indication of this verse. For such persons, cultivation of the knowledge in Vedic literature, like the Vedanta Sutra and the Upanishads, is always baffled. It is a great offense, therefore, to consider Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to be an ordinary man. Those who do so are certainly deluded because they cannot understand the eternal form of Krishna. The Brihad Vishnu Smriti clearly states, Yo vetti bhautikam deham krishnasya paramatmanah sasarvasmad bahishkarya shrautasmarta vidhanatah mukham tasyavalokyapi sachelam snanamacharet. One who considers the body of Krishna to be material should be driven out from all rituals and activities of the Shruti and the Smriti. And if one by chance sees his face, one should at once take bath in the Ganga to rid himself of infection. People jeer at Krishna because they are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their destiny is certainly to take birth after birth in the species of atheistic and demoniac life. Perpetually, their real knowledge will remain under delusion, and gradually they will regress to the darkest region of creation. So in this material world, you will find two classes of people, broad category, two classes. That is explained. द्वौ भूतौ सर्गलोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोके. This is from Bhagavad-gītā, but there is another one. Padma-purana, yes. द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च विष्णुभक्तः स्मृतो दैव आसुरस्तद्विपर्ययः. So, two classes of people in this world, Daiva and Asura, or Sura and Asura, Surasura. Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Daiva, or Sura. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya. Suraya means the devotees. Sura. And Asura is the atheists, demons. Demons does not mean that they have some hideous face and some horns and fangs and long tongue, big eyes. No, that is not the definition of demon. Ravana was not like that. He was not having some, although sometimes it is depicted like that to show that he is a demon, but actually he was very handsome. He was very talented also. In everything, he was A1 in everything. In philosophy, in music, in dance, in military, martial arts, everything he was top. There was no one who could beat him. Only problem with him was he was against Ram. That was his only problem. So, Asuras tad viparyaya. So, Vishnu Bhakta Smrito Deva. Those who are Vishnu Bhakta, they are Daiva or Vaishnava. So, Vaishnavas are the only good people. Others are all bad. Yeah, they are bad. So, this is our challenge, open challenge to everyone. Somebody may be philanthropist, moralist, altruist, humanitarian. Are they good? According to the Shastra, no. There is a verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Beautiful verse. And there is a whole article by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur on just 2 words of that verse. Which is about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is this? हेलोद्धूनितखेदया विशदया प्रोन्मीलदामोदया शाम्यच्छास्त्रविवादया रसदया चित्तार्पितोन्मादया शश्वद्भक्तिविनोदया समदया माधुर्यमर्यादया श्रीचैतन्यदया निधे तव दया Bhuyadamandodaya. If you observe, the word daya is always there in this every line 2 times, and the last line 3 times. So, O ocean of mercy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, let there be an awakening of your auspicious mercy. Now, this is the exact thing we are talking about in. Now we will talk about, but we will read the entire translation. Auspicious mercy. There is inauspicious mercy also. I'm sure. So, let there be an awakening of your auspicious mercy, which easily drives away all kinds of material lamentation by making everything pure and blissful. Indeed, your mercy awakens transcendental bliss and covers all material pleasures. By your auspicious mercy, quarrels and disagreements arising among different scriptures are vanquished. Your auspicious mercy pours forth transcendental mellows and thus causes the heart to jubilate. Your mercy, which is full of joy, always stimulates devotional service and glorifies conjugal love of Godhead. May transcendental bliss be awakened within my heart by your causeless mercy. Now, you see, it's a Sanskrit. Hela, uddhunita, very easily, uddhunita, driven away. Khedaya, lamentation. So, lamentation by his mercy, auspicious mercy, lamentation is gone. Hela uddhunita khedaya, Vishadaya, purifies everything. Pronmila Damodaya, so awakens transcendental bliss. Shamyat Shastra Vivadaya, mitigating the disagreements of scriptures. By the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can understand we can reconcile all so-called incongruous statements. We can harmonize everything by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shamyat Shastra Vivadaya, Rasadaya. Rasadaya means distributing all transcendental melody. Rasa, Shantaras, especially Dasaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, Madhuryaras. Chitta Arpita, Unmadaya. So our heart becomes fixed in jubilation. Shashvat Bhakti Vinodaya always stimulates devotional service by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Devotional service is stimulated. Some Madaya, full of ecstasy. Mada means madness. This is called, we are referring to transcendental madness, not ordinary madness. Madhurya Maryadaya, the limit of Madhurya Rasa is shown by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Now, Sri Chaitanya Dayanidhe, ocean of mercy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Tavadaya, your mercy, Bhuyat, let it be, Amanda Udaya, of good fortune in which there is awakening. Now, Amanda Udaya. So, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes a detailed article on this. On Amandodaya Daya, that means the auspicious mercy. What is inauspicious mercy? Mandodaya Daya. So, these altruists, humanitarians, all these kinds of moralists, they dispense Mandodaya Daya, mercy which is not auspicious. Externally looking like mercy, but they don't actually satisfy the need of the soul. Lamentation is not gone away by such mercy. Okay, for example, people, they go to poor countries and open schools. Does that reduce the lamentation? If that is so, then the educated people must be devoid of lamentation. But they are also lamenting. So although it changes the situation slightly externally, but in the essence, it doesn't change anything. So if a parrot in a cage is dying of hunger, is starving, to satisfy the parrot, you don't need to decorate the cage in a very nice way. You just have to give some food to the parrot, it will be satisfied, even in a rusty cage. And best thing is to relieve the parrot from the cage. If you even give some food, after some time it will again want food. So release the parrot. So that is real daya. But if I keep it there and feed the parrot or decorate the cage, even worse, then that is not amandodaya daya. And all these things that are mentioned in this verse are only possible by amandodaya daya, the auspicious mercy or the transcendental mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mundane mercy will not do these things. It will not mitigate the confusions between scriptures. People are confused. Why there are so many religions in this world? Why there are so many scriptures? Even in our own Sanatana Dharma, there are so many scriptures, so many gods, so many modes of worship. Some people do balidan, some people eat vegetarian, some people, what is this? So much variety. How to unify everything? Hindus are the most confused religion, because in other religions they are also confused, they are also fighting among themselves. But when you say God, there is one understanding of God. In Sanatana Dharma, because of a lack of proper understanding, today people think there are many gods. But that is not the case. They are demigods and real God is Krishna. So anyway, this knowledge is revealed by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Kali Yuga, he made it very easy to understand. Like you see, I'll give you just one example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted this verse. Why there are so many gods? So he quoted this from the Padma Purana. Vyamohaya characharasya jagatas te te purānāgamas tam tameva hi devatam paramikam jalpantu kalpavati siddhante punareka eva bhagavan vishnu samastagama vyapareshu vivechana vyatikaram niteshu nischiyate. There are many types of Vedic literatures and supplementary Puranas. In each of them, there are particular demigods who are spoken of as the chief demigods. This is just to create an illusion for moving and non-moving living entities. Let them perpetually engage in such imaginations. However, when one analytically studies all these Vedic literatures collectively, he comes to the conclusion that Lord Vishnu is the one and only Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this. Now, why do you think? You may ask why these are mentioned for making confusions. But actually, it's not for confusions. It is because people are at different levels of advancement. So, a person who is a meat eater, who cannot give up meat, okay, he can once a month he can offer goat to Kali in the Kali temple, which is outside the city precincts in the forested area. To go there in the night in the Amavasya day when no light is there, with all the wild animals around, you have to go there and slaughter the animal yourself before you can consume it. And that also you have to say, Mam saha khadati iti mam saha. I must define the word mam saha, meat. Mam, me, saha, he, khadati. Khadati means eat. So I am eating him, so I am giving him the right to eat me in his next life. Saying that I have to kill in one stroke and eat. Any sane man would, first of all, be scared to go inside the forest, and after understanding what he's saying, he will be like, what am I doing? So the whole idea is to discourage. So there are certain so that is not to be followed by the Vaishnavas who have already advanced way beyond that level. So as people are in tamasic, rajasic, sattvic or shuddha sattvic levels, different scriptures are there to cater to them to slowly elevate them to the next stage. If they are tamasic, okay, next come to rajasic. If you are rajasic, then come to sattvic. If you are sattvic, then rise to shuddha sattva, and that is the highest. Vasudeva sthiti. So that's why there are so many varieties of scriptures catering to different classes of people. But we cannot understand this thing if we don't have the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We will be confused. Okay, that is your custom, this is my custom. Everybody will respect their own customs. Why are we having customs, first of all? What is the purpose of these customs? There should be an aim, not simply for showcasing our this thing just for a show. It's not a show. There are meanings to all this. So if you understand the connecting factor in everything, the thread that weaves everything together, then we will know what is the whole aim of everything. So Shamya Shastra Vivadaya, the disagreements of scriptures are nullified or mitigated by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is another verse which also states the same thing. Adi 2:1. Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Balopi Yadanugrahat Tarenānāmataggraha Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. I offer my obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even an ignorant child can swim across the ocean of conclusions about the ultimate truth, which is full of the crocodiles of various theories. Nicely metaphorized in this verse. Ocean full of crocodiles of various theories. That means you want to cross the ocean to the other side of the birth and death, to the spiritual world. This ocean is already deep. It is very difficult to swim. Waves are rising and big storm is there. That is already a problem. Crocodiles on top of that. And graha means many things can be called graha. A lion is graha. Crocodile is graha. A shark is graha. Something which captures you. Why it is called grahanam, eclipse? Because Rahu captures the moon. Grahanam. Navagraha. Why are the planets called graha? Because they capture our life. That's why astrology, how they have influence on our life. Not only the Navagraha, but even the demigods have graha over our body. Like the hands are working under the direction of Indra. So different parts of the body are, different demigods are controlling factors of the body. Our mind is Soma, moon god. That's why in astrology, depending on where your moon is in the chart, the mind of the person can be ascertained. What kind of a mentality this person will have. So, Nana Matagraha. Mata means opinions, philosophies, theories, postulations. Mata. So Nana Matagraha Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram, the ocean of philosophy with a lot of crocodile-like theories, can be crossed by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is a beautiful verse about Srimad Bhagavatam. Tamadidevam karunanidhanam tamalavarnam suhitavataram apara samsara samudra setum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. So the Bhagavatam, on which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings are based on, Bhagavatam is apara samsara samudra setum. Samsara samudra, this ocean of material existence, which is apara, immeasurable. Apara samsara samudra setum. Setu means bridge, right? Ram Setu. So, bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. So, Bhagavatam is a bridge. So the boat, if the boat, the boat or ship sails across the ocean, but in there are verses like 10, 14, 58. Samashrita ye padapallavaplavam bhavat padam punya yasho murare bhavambudhir vatsa padam param padam yad vipadam natesham. So Brahma is saying this. For those who have accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and is famous as Murari, the enemy of the Mura demon, the ocean of material world is like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. Calf, cow's baby, calf, hoof print, footprint of the calf. How small it is. And if there is some water inside that, how big it is? It's not at all difficult to cross even for a child. So the ocean of material existence becomes like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. Their goal is Parampadam Vaikuntha, the place where there are no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. So those who have samashrita, completely taken shelter of Krishna, for them the ocean becomes like a calf's hoof print. So then you put a boat on that, it is like a bridge. Nobody even notices the calf hoof print depression of the calf hoof print. So it's like a bridge. A boat which can connect this shore and this shore. That is a bridge. So it becomes like a bridge. Bhagavata Swarupam. Apara Samsara Samudra Setu. So, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, Amandodayadaya, we can cross over the middle. That is real mercy. Now, a person who has not taken shelter of Krishna, his condition is described in today's verse. Yeah? And just a verse before this, if you understand the sequence of these 5 verses, 9:11 to 9:15, let me take you to this. Horrible. Okay, right. Let's see the translation of this. This is also like this. Okay. No choice. So 9:11 to 15. So today is 9:12, right? So 9:11. 9:12, we're talking about atheistic. What do these atheists say or think about the Lord? That is mentioned in the verse before this, 9:11. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme Lord of all that way. So when Krishna comes to this material world, they equate him as another person, only historical figure only, that's all. There is a historian in India, in YouTube, he's making videos nowadays a lot. His name is Abhijit Chawda, maybe some of you know. Anybody knows? So, he is talking about history and he is okay with contemporary history until like maybe 100 years, until 100 years, 200 years, maybe 300, 400, little bit. You talk about Vedic history, complete rubbish he will talk. So, he explained in one video that Krishna is just 3 minutes video but full of crap. I mean, complete. I was surprised how much crap can be spoken in 3 minutes. So, anyway, he said that Krishna referred to Arjuna as Bharata. He is speaking about Bharat. He wanted to rile up the Indians in the Bharatiya consciousness and Indian, we are, patriotism. He wanted to like rile up. So Bharata, see, he's talking to all Indians. Krishna is talking to Indians. Bharat, he's saying Bharat. So this is his understanding, and many other things he said. So he equated Krishna as just a human. He said he's not something. He's just a human. He's a king. He was a king. That's it. He was saying like that. So this is the problem: atheistic, demonic. So such people who think Krishna is ordinary, then those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. Today's verse. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and the culture of knowledge are all defeated. So just now I spoke to you about dāiva, āsura, evacha, right? The godly and the demoniac, the sura and asura. So these are the asuras. Next verse, 9:13, is the sura. Son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, Mahatma, actually calls them Mahatma. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakṛtiṁ. The great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So this is the Sura category. The two verses are Asura, now Sura. Now next, what else they do? First of all, they know Krishna as the Supreme Personality. Next, they engage in His service. Bhajanti ananya manaso. They engage in His devotional service, and what else they do? They glorify the Lord. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls, again Mahatma, perpetually worship me with devotion. Then 9:15 are others who are not Mahatmas. But not exactly Duratmas, rising from Duratma to Mahatma, somewhere in the middle, who engage in sacrifice by the cultivation of knowledge, worship the Supreme Lord as the one without a second, as diverse in many and in the universal form. These are the Advaitavadis, the diverse in many, the pantheists, and the Virat Rupa, universal form. Or sometimes they consider universe as the, everything. So in this way, there are others. They have some inclination of spiritual life, but they're not very advanced. So this is the chronology. I mean, these 5 verses, that sequence is there. Now let's come into today's verse in a little bit of detail. Now there are 3 things that are mogha here. Mogha means baffled. Asha, karmana, and jnana. Our hopes, our knowledge, and our action all will be baffled. So if just make a survey of all that we do, it always started off with a hope. Like you all came to Singapore from India, many of you. I myself also. So we had a hope. that here there will be some better life. So then we cultivated some jnana, how to come here. Then we made some job search or whatever, and then how to make visas and whatever. Everything we found out. Then karma, we actually endeavored for it, kriya. And then finally we came here. So asha, jnana and karma are always there in every endeavor, every action that is, it always starts with that. So moghāśā, mogha-karmāṇo, mogha-jñānā, vicetasaḥ, rākṣasīm, āsurīṁ, prakṛtiṁ, mohinīṁ, śritāḥ. So the atheistic people, everything becomes baffled. What do you mean by baffled? You mean to say that atheists are not successful in their material attempts? They may be successful, but they fail at life. Because even if you achieve everything, whatever you wanted to achieve, you cannot hold on to it. So you have to give it up. Why are you then wasting time? Why are we wasting time trying to achieve something that we are sure to lose? Okay, for example, I will tell you. If if I say, okay, I have started a bank, come please deposit in my bank, like FTX that he did it. So you deposit, and after 1 year, you will have your principal also will be gone. Forget about the interest, your principal also will be gone. You will get nothing. So please invest in my bank, a very lucrative offer. Who will come and put it? You will sit far away from me and put me in mental asylum maybe if I advertise like this. But we are actually investing in that kind of bank. We are sure whatever we are investing in this life, we are sure to lose. But still we invest. So much effort. Our whole life is taken away. When we ask people to come to the temple, no time, sir. No time. Because projects, this and that, all work is worship. They go on working. No time for spiritual cultivation. No time for spiritual life. That much we are engrossed in doing what? Accumulating balance, bank balance, which are sure to lose. Now they may say, no, it's for future generations. Future generations. But what is the guarantee that those will remain until future generations? And even if it goes to future generations, what will happen to you? You're worried about the future generation. You're not even worried about yourself. As if you are safe. Okay, now I'm safe. I'm going to heaven. You I have provided for you also. You also stay happily, and you also later come to me and meet me there. No, we are not actually sure about our own destination, where we are going. And we are very concerned about others. First of all, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Bharata bhumite manusya janma hoilo jar. Janma sarthak kori, then paropakar. Don't try to do paropakar without your own life in order. One lady used to come here. She, at that time she was going through some marital problems, and eventually, actually it was her problem, and she's the one who cheated on her husband. She was coming here for, Bhagavad-gītā class and everything. After some time she could not, because, when we commit sinful activities, we cannot continue. See? And she eventually left, and she divorced her husband. And then 2 months later, I see in Facebook, she is a life coach. Her life is in shambles. She is life coach now. She became life coach. Have some decency, first of all. I mean, your own life is in shambles. I mean, how can you coach other people? So, janma sarthak kare first. Janma sarthak kare. Put your own life in order first. If I can't even do anything properly in life, how can I teach others? So, spiritually, janma sarthak kare, then karo paropakar. If I try to... See, people have intentions for paropakar. They want to help others. Sometimes, most of the time we're interested in ourselves. We don't have time for others. Sometimes we feel, maybe I should do something. But good intention is not enough. There has to be capability. If somebody is drowning in the water, I want to save him. Oh, I cannot see him die. So I will jump inside the water to save him. But I don't know swimming. So So tomorrow newspaper, what will come out? 2 people died in the beach. 2 people died. The news could have been one person died, now 2. So my intention, good intention, could not translate into actual daya or actual help, because I don't know how to save even myself. If I can't swim on my own, how can I swim with carrying another person? I have to be extremely strong enough to do it. And then also there is no guarantee. Sometimes the wave can be too strong. You can sweep away even an expert swimmer. But at least I have to be expert swimmer in order to help. So just by wanting to do something is not enough. We should know exactly what is good. That is why Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur writes in that article, Amandodaya Daya. Our movement is to give Amandodaya Daya. Recently there was one gentleman who came here. He wanted to donate for our temple project. So he came and he spoke to us, and he said, my company has this scheme, corporate social responsibility, CSR. So if I donate $1, my company will match $1 until about, I think, a cap of 10,000 or 20,000. I don't know what is the cap. So if I donate, say, $1,000, my company also will donate $1,000 to the organization, to the non-profit I donated. So I want to make this arrangement. So he said he will find out from his company. So he went to his company, and the company asked me some documents. So I submitted those documents to prove that we are non-profit. So one of the questions I was asked in that email, your society, you all do religious activities, or all you do something else also for the benefit of people? I wrote back. First of all, from Bhagavad-gītā point of view, anybody who is not religious is a thief. So if you take it that because everybody is stealing the property of God, not giving any credit to Him. So yes, we are actually doing the highest welfare activity by correcting thieves. We are mending thieves. So that is our welfare activity. And so this has to be understood first, that we are not just isolated from society, irrelevant. That's what people have idea, that we're not doing anything good. Are you doing only religious activities, or कुछ काम धंधा भी करते हो आप लोग? सिर्फ बैठ के जब करते हो, पूजा पाठ करते हो, या कुछ काम भी करते हो? That kind of question it was. So they think that we don't do anything. We just are parasites of society, something like this. So they don't understand that our job is the highest. Your big MNCs are nothing compared to us. All that talk and all that work is not Amandodaya Daya, it's Mandodaya Daya, and sometimes not even Daya. Even Mandodaya also they don't qualify. So ours is the highest. I told like this. Then I did not receive a reply. I expected that. But so the person who was helping us to get this thing, he messaged me by private message. Just a simple reply will do, Prabhu. You don't have to go on a rhetoric. Then I replied to him, yes, I do understand that my message may not be appreciated in corporate circles, but this is my bit to change the conversation about this subject. Because they have to understand, because I do not know when I will meet this or speak to this person again. So now that I have an opportunity, I want to say, and why should I hide behind terms that are created by them? They have to understand us in our own terms. Why we should hide? Actually, apart from religious activity, we also do something good. We do some prasadam distribution. We do some here and there. We help people, counsel people here and there. Why we should hide? As if this is not good. We have to teach them this is good. So, then he told me that yes, I agree. And by the way, they have approved the thing. So then after that he donated, and then the company is now processing. So the thing is, we have to stand for our thing, and we should not be shying away. We should not be reticent about explaining our, philosophy and culture, Krishna consciousness. We have to boldly present. That's what Prabhupada did when he went to America. He never, oh, these people won't understand if I say Krishna. So let me say God, let me say universe, they will understand. No, no, no. I will say Krishna and I will make them understand. Prabhupada said when you preach, they must understand our point of view, not that we cater to their point of view. No. And if we are, that is an art. That is a preaching. We have to do that. So anyway, moghāśā, mogha-karmāṇo, mogha-jñānā, vicetasaḥ. They'll be baffled. Now they are trying to go to Mars. And while they are doing that, Earth is being screwed up. They're saying climate change. Of course, that is another whole issue on its own. Part of it is scam. But yeah, anyway, nature, the Earth has been a lot, pilfered with. It has been tarnished a lot. A lot of deforestation, a lot of disturbance. This is ugra karma. They always do. They think this is advancement. Oh, we have shiny, metropolitan cities and cars and aeroplanes and spacecraft. This is advancement. At the cost of what? At the cost of what? The whole ecology is going, and then that's why Bhagavatam already predicted. He knows what stupid people will come in Kali Yuga, and it is already predicted that there will be no more rice, there will be no more sugar, there will be no more water to drink. People will have to drink the blood of others. It will come to that stage. You may think, no, Prabhu, that will not happen. No, we are now fighting climate change, carbon zero emissions, we are doing something. Nothing is going to work. It is all going to the drain. So these things will happen. Already predicted. And part of the things which are predicted already came through by now. And we are just beginning of Kali Yuga. 427,000 years more to go, just imagine. So, moghāśā. So whatever they may try, it will end in defeat. Mogha-karmāṇo. When your asha is already gone, then your jnāna and your karmāṇa, everything will be gone. Rākṣasīm, āsurīṁ, caiva, prakṛtiṁ, mohinīṁ, śritāḥ. They are bewildered. Completely bewildered. That's why it is said here. Let me show you. पराभवस्तावदबोधजातो यावन्न जिज्ञासत आत्मतत्त्वम् यावत् क्रियास्तावदिदं मनो वै कर्मात्मकं येन शरीरबन्धः. As long as one does not inquire about the spiritual values of life, one is defeated and subjected to miseries arising from ignorance. One is defeated in life. One is a loser, born loser. And he will die a loser if he doesn't take to Krishna consciousness. Parabhav. Parabhav. Complete defeat. And subjected to miseries arising from ignorance. Be it sinful or pious, karma has its resultant actions. Even if I do pious activities, I will have to take birth to experience the result of those pious activities. And the birth is bad. Not that I am taking birth in a rich family, my mother's womb will be a palace. I'll have a huge place to stretch. No, I will be like this only, same size. I will be struggling there. So birth is same. I'll come out crying only, not that ha 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 ha. I'll come out like this. No, crying. So then there is the old age, there is disease, there is death. Disease happen to everyone. Right? So even if I take birth in a pious family or sinful family, I will have to go through these things. And the remaining time, maybe a little bit comfort, but that also comes with anxiety. Not that because my head is not being chopped off, because just because my head is not being chopped off doesn't mean I'm not in anxiety. In some places, yes, war is taking place, anarchy is there, so many, violent crimes are going on. So these things are going on. But we are not in that position. Yes, it is a bit of, we are a little bit more, somehow by God's grace, we have some piety. We are here, comfortably sitting. Many people don't have this luxury of comfortably sitting in one place. Ukraine, our devotees are distributing books. One couple. You can hear the bomb, the missile landing, and then he's taking video there. And he has a table there distributing books.
Huh? We are sitting nicely now here. If one sound will come, what will do? Evacuation. So, so we are at least some. I mean, some comfort is there, but it does not mean that we don't have anxiety. Even denizens of heaven, they are also anxious. Like king, you may think, oh, king is fully enjoying. His life is enjoyment. But he has enemies which you cannot imagine what kind of enemies he has. His life is danger. How many bodyguards he needs? He cannot even come out of his home properly. If he stretches like this, he will die. I think that's how they killed recently some, what is it? That mafia, what is that in Pakistan? Huh? What is that again? Where is that? I mean in Pakistan. The US, they had this drone, drone, they killed him when he was on his terrace. Some of that was quite many years ago. Recently, he was on his rooftop and he was shot by the drone, unmanned drone, like a few months ago. He came out to have some sunlight. He went into complete darkness. So, I mean, so karma has its resultant reaction. So if we just, do karma this way or that way, we'll be still anxious. Let me show you. एवं लोकं परं विद्यान् नश्वरं कर्म निर्मितं सतुल्यातिशयध्वंसं यथा मण्डलवर्तिनाम्. One cannot find permanent happiness even on the heavenly planets, which one can attain in the next life by ritualistic ceremonies and sacrifices. Even in material heaven, the living entity is disturbed by rivalry with his equals and envy of those superior to him. And since one's residence in heaven is finished with the exhaustion of pious fruitive activities, the denizens of heaven are afflicted by fear, anticipating the destruction of their heavenly life. Thus, they resemble kings who, though enviously admired by ordinary citizens, are constantly harassed by enemy kings and who therefore never attain actual happiness. So, real happiness we cannot get, even if we do pious activities. So, therefore, what we should do? We should not do pious activities, we should not do impious activities, we should do transcendental activities. If we have any brains, any intelligence, little bit, we will invest in a bank or some scheme where we will get something in return. ROI is there. I mean, if I don't have any ROI, I'm sure to lose even my principal amount. Why I should invest in that? But so if we have any brains, we should cultivate Krishna consciousness. So in other words, those who do not do this, abuddhaya, no buddhi at all. Buddhu, complete buddhus. So we should not be like that. What is that? Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavati alpamedhasam. If you are interested in perishable goals, which will be perished in due course, then we are alpa buddhi. We have very little intelligence, almost nothing, next to nothing intelligence. But sumedhasaha, who is sumedhasa? Who has good intelligence? Krishna varnam tvisha krishnam sangopangastra parshadam yajñaihi sankirtana prayai yajantihi sumedhasaha. Alpamedhasa, sumedhasaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. So, if we engage in Sankirtana movement, Sankirtan means what? What is Sankirtan? Congregational chanting. Bahubhir militva kirtayati iti sankirtanam. Many people coming together and glorifying the Lord is Sankirtan.
Congregational chanting means we have had kirtan earlier, before. There is Sankirtan. This is also Sankirtan, where we are collectively sitting down and glorifying the Lord and His message. And such glorification is our offering to the Lord, and also it helps. Now we are discussing the topic of Bhagavad-gītā. So just by lending our ear to this message, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu. So Shravanam is one of the services to Krishna. So just by you sitting here, you are actually serving Krishna now, just by hearing His message. So we are glorifying the Lord, and it will help us. If we glorify Shah Rukh Khan, if we glorify Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, who's the other soccer, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jordan, Michael Jordan, all these people, there is no help. I mean, we will not be benefited by that. They are benefiting. They are getting every week, I think they are earning about millions. We are spending some money for Netflix or what is it, cable TV or whatever, to watch the matches of these sports people. We are actually losing money there, and they are gaining money. And we are losing our time also. At least materially they are gaining something. We are materially also losing, spiritually losing. They are spiritually losers. Materially also, they at least have some gain. We have that also loss. But if we glorify Krishna and hear His message, we will be benefited. Now we will understand more about ourselves, more about Krishna, more about our relationship with Krishna, and how we can solve all the problems of life. So nothing else is needed. The United Nations, all, the hype around these big high-profile meetings is so much that we think that they are doing the big work in society, and we are just doing some sideline work, discussing about Krishna, something else. And like in a plate thali, in India you have thali, no? The main course is there, rice. You have many side dishes. This is one such side dish of life. The main course is, work, next family, some, rice will be there next to dal, you put on the rice. So this Krishna consciousness is like one chutney there on the side, or some papad. So we are treating like that. And we think that those which are happening, just because materialistic people are giving so much importance to such, so just because they are giving importance to such meetings and all that, we think those are, high profile. And even worse than that is sports. They're not even discussing any problems. Somebody is bowling, somebody is batting, and millions. I think the most, the richest sport now is cricket, not even soccer, nothing. All this cricket, IPL, I think, is the richest sport in the world. I mean, just somebody kicking ball, somebody is beating the ball with a bat, and big fanfare, and how much there is attention to that. What are they doing? Who is benefiting what there? Just tell me. Complete waste. So, just because they are hyped up doesn't mean they are important in the grand scheme of things. So we should understand that our work, what we are doing here, is the greatest activity in the universe. Tasmat sankirtanam vishnor jaganmangalam amhasam mahatamapi kauravya vidhya ikantika nishkritam. Sukadeva Goswami continued, my dear king, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is able to uproot even the reactions of the greatest sins. Therefore, the chanting of the Sankirtan movement is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe, not just this world, universe. Please try to understand this so that others will take it seriously. So what we are doing here is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe. Shatruchedayika mantram Sakalamupanishad Vakya Sampujya mantram Samsarocheda mantram Samuchita Tamasaha Sangha Niryana mantram Sarvaishwaryaika mantram Vyasana Bhujaga Sandashta Santrana mantram Jihve Shri Krishna mantram Japa Japa Satatam Janma Safalya mantram So you see, this what is he saying here? O tongue, please constantly chant the mantra composed of Sri Krishna's names. This is the only mantra for destroying all enemies. Not some enemies are not somewhere else here. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. The mantra worshipped by every word of the Upanishad. Sakalam Upanishad Vakya Sampujya Mantram. The mantra that uproots samsara, samsara cheda mantram. The mantra that drives away all the darkness of ignorance. What is that? Sangha what is the verse? Samuchita tamasaha. Samuchita tamasaha sangha niryana mantram. Drives away all the darkness of ignorance. The mantra for attaining infinite opulence, sarvaishvaryaika mantram. The mantra for curing those bitten by the poisonous snake of worldly distress. Vyasana bhujaka sandashta santrana mantram. The mantra for making one's birth in this world successful. Janma sāphalya mantram japa japa satatam. Shri Krishna mantram. So, this is the most auspicious activity. There's no doubt. Who wrote this? King Kulashekara Alvar. Mukundamala Stotra. So these names of Krishna are the most auspicious. So we should take part in the Sankirtan movement, then we will not be moghāśā, mogha-karmāṇo. And that is exactly where the next verse starts. What is that? Of course, Mahatmānastu Mam Partha. Then the next verse after that, 9:14. Satatam kirtayanto mam. Always glorifying me, chanting my name. The Mahatmas, they do this. The most awesome. And not only here, even Bhagavad-gītā, Arjuna says, what is that? Lokam prakṛtiṁ. 11:36. See, Arjuna uvacha sthane hrishikesha tava prakṛtiṁ jagat prahrishyatyανurajyate cha rākṣasīm bhītāni dishodravanti sarve namasyanti cha siddha saṅghāः. Okay, so the second two lines are the opposite people. But you see, first two lines especially. Arjuna said, O master of the senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name. Tava prakṛtiṁ jagat harshayati. The world becomes joyful upon hearing your name. And thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done. Flee here and there. Demons, they are now fleeing to other planets. Is it? 10:3:27. Not that Elon Musk is doing something groundbreaking. Already done before. मर्त्यो मृत्यु व्याल भीतः पलायन् लोकान् सर्वान् निर्भयं नाध्यगच्छत् त्वत्पादाब्जं प्राप्य यदृच्छयाद्य सुस्थः शेते मृत्युरस्मादपैति. No one in this material world has become free from the four principles of birth, death, old age and disease, even by fleeing to various planets. Send this to Elon Musk on his Twitter account. But now that you have appeared, my Lord, death is fleeing in fear of you. And the living entities, having obtained shelter at your lotus feet by your mercy, are sleeping in full mental peace. Elon Musk said once, if it is possible in my lifetime that we can go to Mars, I would rather die on Mars. Anyway, I have to die, so I will die a novel death on Mars. So, but what is the point if you are going to another planet and dying there? We have to go to a planet where there is no death, Vaikuntha. Vigata kuntha yasmad iti Vaikuntha. Vigata kuntha means anxiety. Kuntha means anxiety. Vigata kuntha yasmad, the place where there is no anxiety of birth, death, old age and disease. Iti Vaikuntha. So that is Vaikuntha. So fleeing here and there, the demons are in fear. But the Jagat Prahrishyati Tava Prakṛtiṁ, Arjuna is saying, whole world becomes joyful if they
chant the holy name and glorify you. So therefore, our propaganda should be that we have to spread this movement all over the world. Governments have to be taken over. Countries have to be run in Krishna conscious way. That is our thing. We're not, our movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Prithiviti jata nagarati gram. Every town and village, how many ever towns and villages there are, not forget about cities, towns and villages. In every single one of them, my name will be chanted. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Prithiviti jata nagarati gram sarvatra prachar hoibe more naam. So that is our mission. We have to establish this in every town and village of the world. So we have to work in that consciousness. Not that, yeah, Prabhu, temple people, you all can do that. No, we will sometimes watch movies, sometimes, go to some, game, some sports. Sometimes we will chant also. And, so this private, chanting, I will just do my own. That we have to rise above that. Preaching, second class. Otherwise, we will just remain in third class. Third class devotee is easy, prone to fall down. Faith is very lacking. Faith is very shaky, flimsy faith. We have to come to the second class. We have to preach. We have to be convinced enough. Sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm not convinced enough. I want to read more. Then I will start preaching." No, preach first. Never mind, you will get defeated in arguments. Never mind. And that's how it will prod us more and more. That's how we learn. Prabhu sent us to the streets to distribute, sell books. We were there with a bag of books. I don't know what to do. I remember first days of book distribution. I was there with my bag of books and I don't know how to even talk to a person, how to start a conversation. And sometimes I will argue. And I'm not, I don't know anything. Just join what I will know. So that's how we learn. Because when we get hit, then those lessons are very hard to forget. So if I just learn, without challenge and something, then I will forget also that. But if I get hit, he made that point, how to answer that, how to understand this. So then we'll come back and we used to sit down with Prabhu and ask Prabhu, this guy said like this, what to do? I could not give him a good answer. Then Prabhu will show one by one all these shlokas, everything. Okay, next time I'll see if anybody else comes with this. Next time when he comes, then I'll forget the shloka. Again, because pride, no? Ego. This time I will defeat him. When it comes, what was the shloka I was supposed to show? So this is what happens. So it is all training. So when we preach, we are preaching not to defeat and show that I'm the biggest scholar. And that's not preaching. Preaching is to help that person. So anyway, so this is our movement. So please take it seriously. Chanting, reading, and don't just remain stagnant. We are very enthusiastic about promotions in material life. We are not so enthusiastic about promotion in spiritual life. We want always, enough of this life, Prabhu. I just want to go back to Krishna. Yeah, we want the result. We want the result without the effort. There is a word for that, entitlement. When a person does not put any effort but he wants the result, he thinks he deserves the result. That is entitlement. So we should not feel entitled. In fact, the greatest devotee, he thinks, I am not qualified to go back. Krishna, whatever you do, even if you make me remain in this material world, doesn't matter. But please, one request I have, don't take away your bhakti. Let me engage in your bhakti in whatever condition I am. So I will stop here. Any questions or comments on this topic? There's no questions. So we'll stop here then. Jai Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.